Right, here we go. Let's talk social media. So, um, this is going to be kind of a couple part series that we're going to do because it's just kind of a beast. There's a lot to know, there's a lot that's always changing, and so we're going to take it a piece at a time. Otherwise, if you let yourself get overwhelmed, you're just going to stop yourself. So, before we dive into like how to work social media and what to do and things like that, I thought it was more useful to go over some things like how to use your social media to build your business. So I have a presentation. I'm going to bring it up. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat below, and I can cover them at the end. Here we go. Let's see. If we go after Brody's for doing our job, it'll just prove them right. I'm your captain. I say we scream Billy's. And I will. As soon as okay. So here we go. Tyler! I can make this a little smaller. There we go. Social media and how to use it to build your business. That's what we're going to be addressing tonight. So, first thing you need to know about social media is that you want to look at it as a way to attract people to your business and your brand and you. You don't want to use it as a storefront. So the law of attraction. Law of attraction is basically who you are. So there's a law of attraction. Here's what you want to do with it. You want to attract with your social media people who are you, because that's going to be the people that you jive with, that you're going to have the best time with, that you're going to get along the best with, you're going to work the best with, that you're just going to have fun with. And this is about fun and helping people. And if you are speaking to the other yous out there, it's going to be so much easier. So who you are is who you attract. And to succeed, you need to build a great team around you. To build a great team, you have to know who you are looking for and what qualities you desire. Okay, so basically what you put out, you attract back. And so if you are putting out just stock photos and, you with your shaker cup, or you with a photo of, Jericho in the background, then you're probably just going to attract other coaches because that's you, that's our jam, that's our vibe. You're probably just going to attract other coaches. So you need to figure out who you are looking for and what qualities you desire from people. So how do you attract people? Biggest thing. So basically, most people ask, well, how do I get new followers? Or how do I grow my following? So I want you to think about it as, how do you attract instead? How do you attract an audience? So think about these things. What do you talk to your best friend about? I know my best friend is my cousin, Matthew, and we literally talk about everything. We talk about how we sweat to death, and we call it we call it crazy things. I don't want to say it on here on recording. We talk about how we sweat to death. We talk about how maybe if we haven't gone to the bathroom in a couple of days. We talk about our struggles with whatever. We just talk about how people piss us off. We talk about our love for Friends and our love for soap operas and things like that. We just talk about all the different things. So what do you talk to your best friends about? That's what you need to be talking about. And then you need to also figure out what are the things that make you who you are. And you've probably heard of the bucket system, and how you have to have 5 different buckets that make you up. So I want you to compose your own buckets and post them in the team page. And only one of those, your last bucket, can be fitness related. And fitness, Beachbody, everything that sort of umbrella related. The other 4 things need to be you, as if you had never ever heard of Beachbody in your entire life.
You have to be relatable. And most people who aren't doing lightning bolt burpees and who aren't, having superfood Shaco balls instead of, full-on Betty Crocker brownies at night aren't going to relate to our lightning bolt pictures and our Shaco ball pictures and things like that. So people who aren't into fitness yet, who aren't into healthy living yet, aren't going to relate to all the healthy living stuff and fitness and stuff that we post. So we have to post other things that people do relate on. So this is where it comes into play verse about having a business and being a brand. So your business is that you are a Team Beachbody coach, but your brand is totally different. Your brand, so for instance, my brand is I am a beach and tasty bev drinking, country music blasting, inappropriate joke laughing with my girls, wife, and preemie boy mom. That is the lifestyle I am selling. I love to go to the beach. I love to travel. I love my alcoholic beverages. And if some people don't have to be ashamed of that, why do I? I love to blast country music and sing it like I have Carrie Underwood legs. I love to laugh at, inappropriate podcasts and jokes and things like that. And I love to just, have these conversations with my girlfriends. And I'm a wife and I'm a preemie boy mom. So that is the lifestyle that I am, the brand that I am working with. So you need to know that yes, while your business is Beachbody, your brand is totally different. So now that you are going to figure out your buckets and you are going to figure out your brand, it comes down to, well, when you post about those things, like what kind of pictures are you going to take? You have to post a picture, right? So taking good pictures and taking good selfies, I feel like is super key. I'm not going to lie. If I go to a page and it doesn't look visually appealing to me, I'm swiping away. Like I just do. Same thing with stories. Even though stories are supposed to be like behind the scenes, the non-highlight reel, like the down and dirty, if it's like a dark video or like grainy, I'm swiping through. So that's why I try to use the filters on the like you can swipe and use a filter to change the lighting of your story. That's why I try to story like in front of lighting or in front of a window, that sort of thing. So your stories don't need thought behind what you're going to talk about and post, but you need to have good lighting. That's the behind the scenes reality. So here's the thing. If you're thinking like you go and do like a social media audit and you go and look at your stuff and you're like always just in like leggings and a workout tank, or I'm just always in my scrubs, or I'm just always in, pajamas, get dressed once in a while. I'm not going to lie. I hate getting dressed. I hate putting on anything that is tight and fitting and uncomfortable, and like I hate wearing anything that like isn't loose and isn't just comfortable. But we've got to get dressed. And getting dressed makes us feel better most days. So get dressed once in a while. Do your hair. Like I'm going to do my hair tomorrow. It's going to be the one time in like 10 days I've probably done it. But after I work out tomorrow, I'm going to wash it, give it a good blow dry, and straighten. And I'm going to put on makeup. And when I do that, I'm going to take some pictures. I'm not necessarily going to use those pictures tomorrow, but I'm going to take some different pictures. So I might throw on 2 or 3 different shirts, and I might pull my hair back in a side pony, straight and done though with makeup. And I might, do it up in a top knot, but with regular clothes on. Get dressed. Get yourself together. Make your photos light, bright, and eye-catching, okay? You want people to stop their scroll. Photos with natural light outside or in front of a window. If it's dark inside, you go in front of a light. Shalene Johnson gave a great tip. Darken your house, still turn the lights on and it's not great lighting. Open your refrigerator. Has the best lighting. I'm not even kidding. So photos of food. You want to take that plate of food and go hold it by a window and snap that photo. You want to use portrait mode. So I didn't know that on portrait, I thought on portrait mode you had to be always 8 feet away for it to work. But that's just where it takes that best, like that funky sort of awesome looking picture. But you can still put on portrait mode and take regular pictures, and it does look more defined and different, and it's cool. So go on portrait mode. Okay, so use different angles. You don't want to always be just the center of the photo or the video. Try to, position when you go, you can position on your Instagram, like if you want to drag your photo down to this corner or up here or whatever. I'll just show you an example quickly what I mean by that. And so here we go. You can see this picture. I did not like center him in, I did not center that photo with him like in the dead center. Same thing for like, let's say, I need to do better at this one. Same thing for like this. I didn't center him. Same thing for like me here. I'm not centered. Different angles. Let's try to find, okay, here we go. Perfect example of different angles. Like just up overhead. I think you get the idea on that. Different angles. I think you get the drift on that. So another thing to keep in mind is that when you are talking about your 5 buckets, remember, one of them is only Beachbody and fitness and health related, but the other 4 or whatever, it's okay in the other 4 to have products in hand. So you can be holding your mixed Shakeology in a mason jar in the picture, but the caption, the post isn't even about your shake. Same thing with your Energize or your containers. Like, get creative. That's where, it would be cool if you had like, if you do have a picture of you as like a sweaty selfie or something and your bod is in the background, but like you're not talking about bod. So include products in hand, have something on your desk, like have your photos up in the back that say like, congratulations on Emerald, congratulations on Ruby and Diamond and Star Diamond and things like that. And it be a different it be like a picture of like your room instead, but that's not the focus. Include things in your photos, your kids, different objects. I try to incorporate like mugs and cups and notebooks and books. So food and drink too. Lifestyle, have fun photos and create FOMO. So this means like if you are out with girlfriends and you guys are doing a escape room, that is a fun creating FOMO kind of thing. Like I would love to go out on a girls' night and go to an escape room. Same thing like when Bryce and I were jumping, we did a cannonball into the pool, and that's like a lifestyle photo, okay? What else? Bryce eating ice cream. Like these are just lifestyle photos, had nothing to do with health and fitness and Beachbody. It had nothing to do with a sweaty selfie. It had nothing to do with a food, just fun things. Beware too, before I go on to the next thing, of too many sweaty selfies. Like, I'm going to say if you can pull up your Instagram and look at your top 9 right there, and you have more than one sweaty selfie, then that's too much. Because that's a really hard focus on you working out, whereas we're really talking to people who usually don't work out. So same thing here. Like I scrolled down, there's like one workout picture in that whole thing. So I think you get what I'm saying there. If every photo of you is of you in a pose or you in the same spot all the time, that is not scroll stopping and scroll worthy. Okay, so like I said before, you want to attract an audience, a fan base, and not just look at it like I need to grow followers. So how do you get more fans to your page? By being you. By being you. I'll say it one more time. By being you. You are the main subject. Sometimes your kids, sometimes your spouse, sometimes your pets, but mostly you. And like I just said, let me go back a minute and a half here. That does not mean every photo is of you in front of your workout space with the same background every stinking day's post. Okay? You've got to change it up. You have to have an opinion, and you have to not be afraid to have an opinion. You're not going to please everybody, and that is not your goal here. If you tried to, literally, someone told me this when I first started my business. If you're talking to everyone with a heartbeat, you're talking to no one. You do not want to be talking to everyone with a heartbeat. Trust me now. Trust me now. Like, I really wish I spent the first year of my business really honing in on people who love country music and going to the beach and, you know, having fun and traveling. I really wish I honed in on that. So share struggles, always share struggles, because that is how people are going to relate with you. People do not relate to, you know, just rock downbeat strength, upped my weights to 20 pounds today, feeling awesome. People do not relate to that. So share a struggle, but spin it to win it. 4 months ago, I was in a rollover car crash and I could barely lift 5-pound weights. I didn't know if I'd get beyond that. Today, I upped my weights and I got to 20 pounds and it feels good. Spin it to win it. Own your truths, own who you are, own if you're quirky, own if you cuss, own if you like to drink, own if you are a mama who is all about nursing, own if you're a mama who is, you know, all about, like, you know, the crunchiness. I don't know if that's, I don't mean that in a bad way. Own it if you love French fries, but that is not what Autumn says to be having more than 2 or 3 times a week. But own it, okay? Ask questions to evoke conversation, because at the end of the day, you want people interacting with you, and you want people, like, that's the only way you're going to gain traction with people and build relationships. If you're asking questions, they're asking questions, and you're having conversation back and forth. So ask anything. You can do the side-by-sides. What option do you think is best for my conference coming up? Option A or option B? Ask questions. How long have you been married? We just celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. Share with me below. Like, ask all different types of questions. I don't care if you ask, what's your favorite color? If it has something to do with one of your 5 buckets, finding out what people's favorite colors are, and it's evoking conversation and opening doors with people, ask it. And then please, before you hit post, ask yourself, is this adding value to someone? If you went to a page and you started looking at a few posts and you were like, I didn't get much from that, there wasn't anything in that for me. We're a selfish group of people. We are. It's just the way the world is. We are givers, but we're selfish. Like, at the end of the day, we want to fill our cups. And if I go to a page and, like, something doesn't fulfill me or make me feel like I just spent the last 2 minutes on your page feeling like I got something out of it, then I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to follow you. And I'm definitely not going to message you. So are you adding value? And I think a lot of us struggle, and we think that adding value means we have to give like a novel of information to be considered adding value. But that is not the case at all. Like, adding value doesn't mean you just pulled something from an encyclopedia or a medical journal article on the internet and you gave value. No, adding value means that you are in some way uplifting, empowering, entertaining, and giving people engagement. They're like a 3 E's thing, I think, that Shalene talks about. And I know I'll have to ask somebody. I know somebody knows that. So 3 E's. Somebody knows it. But is it entertaining? Is it engaging? And something else. So we'll get that. Okay. So what do you post about? Post about like who the old you was and now how you've developed. What was your biggest excuse, or what is your biggest excuse right now? My biggest excuse before was I didn't have time because I was a mom of a toddler. Not my biggest excuse anymore. I've worked through it and like learned how to prioritize and time manage and be selfish, but in a good way. My biggest excuse now is I like to eat and drink as a stress coping mechanism. So that's my biggest excuse right now that's getting in my way. How am I overcoming it? I'm making, super tangible goals with my challengers in my challenge group. We are literally just posting what we're eating for the next 3 hours or what we ate the last 3 hours and staying super on top of things. We are posting how we can, overcome emotional eating and things like that. I have accountability. So that was like an example there. So how are you conquering it? Things like, what are you hopeful about? It's no secret that what we do as coaches is hard work. It's hard work, but it's rewarding and fulfilling and it's fun. And so maybe I'm posting about how my kid, the first time in 3 years has a fever over 101, and I have a team call tonight. But I'm hopeful that by me being mommy all day long and me, giving him what he needs 5 minutes before I hop on a call, that it's going to help empower my coaches and my team. And it's going to help show people like how to work their social media to be a gift. I'm hopeful about that. What are you dreaming about? How did you win today? And what is the lesson from your day? Just different examples of things. Okay, so let's move on to like your captions and things. So you want to catch people's eyes. So you want to be short and sweet. I find that using like negative wording helps a lot. Asking a question, we talked about that. Using emotional, powerful words. Talking in numbers. So there's examples right there. Short and sweet one-liners. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, but then came Netflix. Negative wording. Never thought I'd XYZ. Do you want to sit on my lap? Or do you want to sit on my couch? I'll be done in just a few minutes. Have you ever felt like you were just living to get by? I was poisoning my body to get healthy, and then I discovered my secret. Poison. Talk in numbers. 20 days ago, I was not the same girl that I am now. 20 days ago, like almost finished phase 1 of Morning Meltdown. Okay, and then getting towards the end here, but these are my go-to apps for everything I use for Insta. So they're all free, by the way, except I upgraded WordSwag. It was like $1.99, and Lightroom, I purchased presets from someone, so that wasn't free, but you can just use Lightroom otherwise. Okay, photo grid. These are for side-by-sides. So if you are doing transformations, if you're doing does dress A look better or dress B, if you're showing your kiddo, newborn to 6 years old, anything side-by-side. If you want to make collages, so like when I did, Team Fit, Fierce, and Focused 2-star diamond qualifying, and I had Kyla and Jackie and John, and then a caption, grid it. Pick, play, post, side-by-side videos. So if you are doing a move where you're showing it full out, and then you're doing a move where you're showing it modified, or if you're doing your first day of Transformers versus your last day of Transformers, side-by-side videos, you get the drift. iMovie, I make all of my Facebook and Instagram post videos in iMovie because to me it's just super simple. And they are, you have to video with your phone this way, so horizontally, and it makes them perfect there. You can add music, you can cut, clip, edit, speed up, slow down, whatever. Now when I video for my Instagram stories, I just have it vertical. But here's the other thing. Don't stress yourself out over that. Just do it one way, and that's it, and be fine and done with it. If you're going to do it one way because you have little time, do it horizontally and put that video in your stories. I see people do it all the time. It's no big deal. Who cares? Word swag. Word swag is like all the graphics. So if you see like this week in the team page, it was a graphic of the beach and it said Monday and then Tuesday and then Wednesday. I make those there. Or if I am doing a graphic with, you know, a picture of me and Jericho and I'm writing, let's be 100 together, I'll make it there. Tons of different fonts. You can have, there's stock photos in there to use, or you can use your own. Triller is for the music videos. Everybody's seeing them. It's like the clips of the videos with the music there. You can make. That's a little tough to figure out at first, but once you do, it's fine. Unfold is like how you see people do stories with all of the different backgrounds or different collages of pictures. You can just go in there and make like a presentation and save it, and then you always have it. So if you're doing a presentation for coaching for your stories, make one and use it in your stories, and you just upload them and you're done. And then you have it for the next time you want to talk about coaching. Lightroom is to adjust, edit all of the lighting in your photos, which I do because I've kind of like gone with a theme. My theme has changed, but now my theme is kind of like, you know, it's very airy and light with like a lot of hints of like blues and greens and stuff. Some like pops of color, but very light, I guess you would call it. I don't know. And then Foodie is one that you can use for food. Okay, so a little bit of a reminder, just stop selling Beachbody and sell your brand, sell you. We're here to change people's lives, so be a light in their world, inspire others to make a change to do the same. And if you're just posting product and always talking about your workout and always talking about your shake, you know, Carl does that. He can do that. The Beachbody websites do that. You don't need to do that. People will just go and find somebody else, or people will go and they will buy off beachbody.com. And that's not what we want from people. Okay, so last but not least, and I've got to go because this little man needs me. If you aren't feeling confident, if you aren't feeling like you can do it, you need to borrow my confidence. You need to borrow your upline's confidence. You need to borrow somebody on this team's confidence who you feel has confidence. Act from a place of your future self. So what are your goals? Do you want to be a star diamond? Do you want to be an elite coach? Do you want to be a diamond? How would they act? Would they let somebody, when you wouldn't get to be an elite coach and then let somebody's opinions of you or what they think or a family member who doesn't get it hold you back? No, you're too good for that. You're an elite coach. You've made an incredible business. You're a diamond coach. You made an incredible business, okay? So stop caring what others think. Borrow our confidence. And if they're not in the arena with you, then they don't get an opinion. Because at the end of the day, you're not dealing drugs and smoking. You are helping people change their life. You are helping people who come from a place of who have a massive stroke and are left paralyzed to somebody who gets up and can do a lightning bolt burpee. Like, that's incredible, okay? So your future you doesn't care about those things. The present you does, and the present you will stop you every time. So the quicker you can get out of your head and know that it's just the present you stopping you and just think of the future you are going to be gold.
Mommy.
I'm done, honey. Okay, so that was it for tonight. That's social media. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to get it uploaded and share it to the team page. We will talk more about social media next week, and I'm thinking it's going to be more along the lines of what you guys were, you have more questions about, like times and all these different things that you guys asked. So I hope this was helpful, but I think it was really important for you guys to know and understand that using your social media is to showcase you and your lifestyle and not Beachbody. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.